Comes a teenage sensation, Usain Bolt, speeding down the stretch. Oh my God, look at this kid!
Usain Bolt is on his way. The other men are trying to follow as best they can. Nobody.
This youngster is absolutely incredible. Takes the lead to finish line. He's done it.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi everyone. My name is Nur Dalila binti Azaha, and today I'll be explaining about pulse pressure for resting athlete. Resting pulse pressure or heart rate means the number of heartbeats per minute when we are not active. What does it mean by not active? For example, sitting or lying down are considered as resting. The average resting pulse pressure for normal people is between 60 to 80 beats per minute, but a young and healthy athlete may have a resting pulse pressure between 20 to 40 beats per minute. So this is mean that athletes have lower pulse pressure compared to normal people. But why does athlete have lower pulse pressure? This happens because exercises strengthen the muscles. It allows the heart to pump greater amount of blood per heartbeat. So the explanation is when you are exercising, your heart works harder when the other muscles in the body pump more blood back to the heart. The major muscle of the legs have large veins that fill during the relaxation stage of the movement, and the muscle contraction in the active movement pushes the blood back into the circulatory system. Increasing blood flow triggers a faster heartbeat. Because the heart muscle of an athlete enlarges and strengthens, the hearts of athlete pumps more blood per beat. Thus, an athlete's maximum heart rate as well as their resting heart rate falls below the pace of the average heartbeat.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rosyamimi Shasha binti Muhammad Syam. Next, I will explain about effects on resting athletes. What happens when a resting athlete has pulse pressure?
This is because the athlete might have an athletic heart syndrome. Athletic heart syndrome is the structural changes in the heart that may occur in the athletes who exercise or train for more than an hour a day or most days of the week. This illness is not harmless, but if an athlete wants to have a normal heart again, all they have to do is to stop exercising for a meantime.
But if an athlete has symptoms like chest pain, lost consciousness or pass out, they should get a medical exam to pinpoint the problem.
However, they should be aware and careful not to overdo when it comes to an exercising routine. If they exercise too vigorously for an extended period of time, they could develop an athletic heart syndrome, which could lead to a dangerously widened pulse pressure.
The athlete should not take this as a mild matter because pulse pressure is recognized as a leading contributor to heart attack and stroke risk.
If the victim appears unconscious, shake or tap the victim's shoulders and shout,
Hello, are you okay?
If we get no response, the victim is unconscious and we send for help.
Call an ambulance. Get the AED.
This is a potato, a couch potato, whose favorite place to slouch is on the couch.
And with a couch like this, I can slouch for as long as I want. But wait, there's more. I'll never leave this couch for anything.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi guys, my name is Nur Anizraini binti Yusuf, and I will explain and present about the couch potato pulse rate. Couch potato pulse rate, higher or lower? What is the meaning of the couch potato? The meaning or the definition of the couch potato is a lazy and inactive person. For example, about the couch potato is a person who watch a lot of television and does not have an active life, which means the person just stay at home, and do not exercise regularly. Next slide. Is it higher or lower pulse rate for the couch potato? Can you guys guess? Our hearts beats to provide our vital organs and tissues with the blood, oxygen, and nutrition, and it needs to function. Our heart beats constantly from the moment we are conceived in the womb all the way to the moment we die. The rate at which the heart beats is variable from individual to individual. Our heart rate normally varies between 60 to 100 BPM, which BPM means beats per minute. However, the average pulse rate for the normal person is 72 BPM. If you are someone who is a couch potato and are not active enough, your heart rate may be faster than a normal person, which is the pulse rate for the couch potato is 80 BPM and above. The studies show that having a high resting heart rate is linked to a higher risk of death. This link is quite strong irrespective of how physically fit you are. Study in the American Heart Association's journal Circulation analyzed about 53 adults aged 45 to 64 who were healthy but actually their life are sedentary. The meaning of the sedentary is tending to sit most of the time. It is concluded that if we are not active enough or we do not exercise regularly, like the couch potato, our pulse rate will be high and will affect our life. That's all from me. Next, my friend will explain about the effect of the couch potato.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Akif bin Alizan. Effect on resting potato. First, heart will become less efficient. Second, heart has to work harder to irrigate blood flow throughout the body. Third, less active and lifeless, then can causing obesity. Due to not exercising, the heart become less efficient and can cause heart attack. Heart muscle become less efficient, decrease in both maximum cardiac output and heart rate. There is a high probability that atherosclerosis will narrow the coronary arteries. Atherosclerosis is the deposition of cholesterol on and on the wall of arteries, which decrease blood flow and form rough surface that may cause intravascular clot formation. Person may experience a deconditioned heart or muscle deconditioning heart failure, feel tired and exhausted. The heart feels difficult to pump blood throughout the body. High blood pressure causes the left ventricle to work harder. It may enlarge, thus becoming weaker. A weak ventricle is not an efficient pump, and such weakness may progress to congestive heart failure. Such a progression may be slow or may be rapid. The heart valve may become thicker by fibrosis, leading to less efficient pumping. Less active and lifeless. Due to inactivity and lack of enthusiasm, the brain will lose neurons. However, this is only a small percentage of the total and not the usual cause of mental impairment. Far more common causes are depression, malnutrition, hypertension, and the side effect of medication. May causing obesity. Obesity is generally caused by eating too much and moving too little. If you consume high amount of energy, particularly fat and sugars, but do not burn off the energy through exercise and do some physical activity, much of the surplus energy will be stored by the body as fat.
I was a couch potato, don't you know? Just a lazy spud from Idaho. Didn't exercise or go outside.
He just sat on his spud
on my double wide.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Adini binti Muhammad Asri. Today I'm going to present about pulse pressure and how to maintain normal pulse pressure.
Before we get into the topic, let me tell you about the pulse pressure. The pulse pressure is the difference between systolic and diastolic blood pressure. It is measured in millimeters of mercury and represents the force that the heart generates each time it contracts. Systolic represents the measure of the force of your heart exerts on the wall of your arteries. Meanwhile, diastolic measures the amount of pressure in your arteries during the contraction of your heart muscles. As we can see here, it is a sphygmomanometer which is used to measure blood pressure. In order to get pulse pressure, we just need to take out the systolic blood pressure minus diastolic blood pressure reading. For example here, if your systolic blood pressure is 125 mm of mercury and your diastolic blood pressure is 70 mm of mercury, then your pulse pressure would be 74 mm of mercury. Measuring pulse pressure is very important to help doctors or nurses to predict if you are at risk for a heart event, for example, heart attack or stroke. We nearly reached the end of our topic today. So the last one is how to maintain normal pulse pressure. So the first one is exercise. Exercise is the most easiest and the most effective way to achieve a lasting lower heart rate. And the second one is eating healthy and a balanced diet. Eating a varied diet rich in fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, nuts, and legumes can help to improve the health of the heart as well as overall health. And lastly is stay hydrated. When the body is dehydrated, the heart has to work harder and more harder to stabilize blood flow. Throughout the day, drink plenty of sugar and caffeine-free beverage such as water and herbal tea.
In conclusion, resting athletes have lower pulse pressure compared to couch potato. So that's all from my group. Thank you everyone.